Hello guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Tech with TG. And today in this episode, we are diving deep into the miniature world of technology. Basically something which is all around us. We use it on a daily basis, but वो हमको दिखता नहीं है because it's so tiny. Especially the electronics that we're using right now, they all run ऑन सेमीकंडक्टर्स। और आज हम यही देखने वाले हैं कि कैसे इन्होंने दुनिया को ट्रांसफॉर्म किया एंड हाउ एग्जैक्टली दे हेल्प अस गोइंग अहेड इन द फ्यूचर। तो जल्दी से स्टार्ट करते हैं इस ब्रांड न्यू एपिसोड को मेरे अपने स्टाइल में, बिकॉज माय नेम इज गौरव AKA TG। लेट्स स्टार्ट दिस इलेक्ट्रीफाइंग जर्नी। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। Guys, if you think about the world of computers, they all run on binary, and binary is basically 0 and 1. और 0 और 1 का मतलब है कि the signal is present or is it absent. अब हमने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की दुनिया में बिजली बना ली, सारे काम कर लिए, but when you talk about on a miniature level, we wanted to have some switches to control these signals ताकि हम essentially कंप्यूटर से बात कर पाएं। अगर हमें 0 भेजना है या 1 भेजना है तो everything should be in our control. अब अगर आपको लग रहा होगा कि how do we make those tiny switches? That's where semiconductors come in place, because in the world of physics, in the world of elements around us, we have kind of classifications in two different ways. There are elements जो कि good conductor हैं for electricity, and then there are elements जो कि electricity को conduct नहीं करते हैं. Semiconductors usually, for example, silicon lies somewhere in between. यानी कि हम इसको अपनी मर्जी के हिसाब से कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. इफ वी वांट वी कैन हैव अ सिलिकॉन व्हिच इज काइंड ऑफ अ गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. एट द सेम टाइम वी कैन हैव सिलिकॉन व्हिच डज नॉट कंडक्ट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एट ऑल. अब यहाँ पे टू स्टार्ट वी हैव सिलिकॉन इन इट्स प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म. देन यू डोप इट विद इम्प्योरिटीज ऑन अ वेरी कंट्रोल्ड लेवल just to make sure the property of that material that you want to achieve. एक बार आपने इसको डोप कर लिया, you slice this piece of silicon into very thin wafers, and फिर क्या होता है उसके बाद में we have multiple patterns जिसको हम उसके ऊपर etch करते हैं. Just think about a big circuit board, लेकिन बहुत छोटे scales पे. अब यहाँ पे once you have these patterns in place, these are kind of acting as individual switches जिनको हम बोलते हैं transistor. And just to tell you, the processor of your laptop or phone might have billions of transistors in a chip of almost this size. अब आप सोचो कि अगर हमें एक शॉर्टेज फेस करनी पड़े इन्हीं एसेंशियल कंपोनेंट्स की तो क्या होगा. बेसिकली कुछ ऐसा ही हुआ था इन द ईयर 2020 व्हेन द एंटायर वर्ल्ड वाज काइंड ऑफ इन अ लॉकडाउन, और हमें फेस करनी पड़ी द बिगेस्ट शॉर्टेज ऑफ सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स. डिमांड्स बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई थी एंड देयर वाज नॉट इनफ प्रोडक्शन गोइंग ऑन, और उसका इम्पैक्ट हमें चारों तरफ देखने को मिला. फॉर एग्जांपल द ऑटो इंडस्ट्री. If you just think about the long waiting periods of different cars all around, it's essentially because of these chips. The same thing happened with Apple for some of their products. The same thing happened with Sony, for example, with the PS5. Because Sony couldn't produce enough of those for us to enjoy, और हमें फिर इंतजार ही करना पड़ा. Let me tell you what was the exact reason, or basically the list of reasons for this shortage of semiconductor chips. So guys, the biggest reason for the shortage of these chips around us was the COVID-19 pandemic. Basically, यहाँ पे हमको दो अलग-अलग effects देखने को मिले. First, obviously, because of lockdowns, the production was kind of not running at its full capacity. And second was the increase in demand. हम सब घर बैठे थे, हमको time pass भी करना था. We wanted to have all these gadgets around us. At the same time, because of students learning from home, there was a huge surge in the demand of smartphones and tablets. और यहाँ पे because of this kind of disbalance between the supply and the demand, we saw a huge shortage. Now, the second reason for this shortage was the way we have these manufacturing facilities around the world. Because if you think about it, the semiconductor manufacturing facilities, they are limited to a very small region globally, particularly Asia. And if something goes wrong, could be a geopolitical thing, could be a trade tension, could be a natural disaster, तो इसका impact पूरी दुनिया पे पड़ता है. You all are thinking कि today when we are able to manufacture almost everything the way we want, how difficult is it to get a new facility at a different location? But यहीं पे आती है problem because of the complexity in terms of manufacturing of these chips. It is very difficult. ये बहुत मुश्किल काम है. And just to give you an idea, it takes around 3 months to get a chip ready from scratch to the end product. And because यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा involved है, it needs kind of investment of billions of dollars. It takes huge amounts of time and the expertise to make these chips. यही reason है कि आप overnight एक switch दबा के production को double या triple नहीं कर सकते. Good news is finally we are back. Finally all is well. चारों तरफ सही supply भी मिल रही है and we are moving at a much faster pace. But because of what happened just couple years ago, almost all the tech brands globally they have learned a lesson. And by the way, इसमें इंडिया का बहुत फायदा हो रहा है. I'm gonna talk about all these benefits, in later part of this episode. Moving ahead, I have an exciting game for you. मेरे पास में सामने टेबल पे ना I have some everyday objects और हम यहीं पे guess करते हैं कि किसमें सेमीमीटर लगा है और किसमें नहीं है. Starting, I have my own smartphones. क्या आपको लगता है इसमें चिप लगी है? जी हाँ, एक नहीं, there are multiple chips, multiple things going on. Basically, they essentially run on these semitters. तो मतलब यहाँ पे तो बिना symmetry इनको imagine करना possible भी नहीं है. But अगर आपको लग रहा है, we're just thinking that the old phones, that old kind of button वाले phones, something like this, इनमें थोड़ी ना होगा. No, actually, in fact, even these, we have the chips in place for them to function. होना ही है, उसके बिना काम नहीं चलेगा. If you talk about smart watches, we definitely have the semitters. If you have a hard drive, it could be SSD, it could be a normal hard drive, still they have the semitters in place. Essentially सब तरफ होने वाले हैं. Even in this remote, the basic remote जहाँ पे सामने ये infrared LED लगी है, even this has semitters. Memory cards, for example, this tiny memory card able to hold 160 GB of data. Because of what? Because of the tiny transistors that are packed in this tiny place. और यहाँ पे भी of course लगे हैं semitters. और अगर आपको लग रहा होगा कि छोटे वाले memory card में नहीं, इसमें भी हैं. I mean, just for a second take a pause and think about the progress that we have done. Back in the days we used to have huge storage devices, मतलब actually big as a room जहाँ पे कुछ megabytes of data हम store करते थे. And today we have memory cards of this size able to hold around 1 terabyte of data. Think about the progress, all because of semitters. और अगर हम आगे बढ़े तो for example we have these Bluetooth earphones, यहाँ पे भी semitters लगे हैं. Essentially सब तरफ हैं. Basic calculator चल भी नहीं रहा है तो. But in fact, even in this calculator, the core is a computer chip जो काम कर रही है. हमारे पास में गाड़ी की चाबी होती है, उसमें भी ये लगे हैं because it has radios, it does all the communication with your car to lock it, unlock it, open the boot and everything. It is essentially running on semitters. And for a fact, I bought a new car last year and at the time of delivery, I got only one key. The reason? The keys were in shortage because of the entire shortage going on. तो आप देख रहे हो इसका impact कितने बड़े स्केल पे चलता है. Only thing जो हमारे पास में है ये वाली चाबी, इसमें सेमीमीटर नहीं लगा है and that's the reason you can't unlock your door from far away. आपको पास जाके चाबी घुमा के ही खोलना पड़ता है. It's time to talk about what's happening in our country because I must tell you, India is at a very fast pace of growth in the field of electronics और ये सब हम हमारे चारों तरफ होते हुए देख रहे हैं. The India Electronics and Semiconductor Association ये काफी टाइम से actively has been promoting the development of these chips in India and our country और हम ये देख भी रहे हैं कि talk about the global giants. It could be Intel or maybe Qualcomm or Broadcom or Texas Instruments or TSMC and many others. They have their presence already in our country. But abhi the next jump would be in the terms of manufacturing. और यहाँ पे Indian government की ESDM policy काम आती है because यहाँ पे the idea is to invite these global giants to our country in terms of giving them some tax benefits, giving them some incentives to make sure that they invest these dollars in India, and our country becomes the hub for the chip manufacturing going forward. उसका हमें impact देखने को मिल गया है. Micron has just promised an investment of $2.75 billion in our country. And Micron, if you don't know, is one of the global giants इस फील्ड में. और ये इन्वेस्टमेंट होने वाला है सानंद गुजरात में, जहां पे वो एक प्रॉपर फैसिलिटी एस्टैब्लिश करने वाले हैं जस्ट टू मैन्युफैक्चर दीज चिप्स इन आवर ओन कंट्री. फ्रॉम दिस वन फैसिलिटी इन सानंद गुजरात अराउंड 60,000 जॉब्स वुड बी क्रिएटेड, जहां पे इस फैसिलिटी में हमारे अपने इंडियन इंजीनियर्स ही काम करने वाले हैं. और यहाँ पे कुछ 18 महीने बाद विल गेट द फर्स्ट सेमीकंडक्टर चिप फ्रॉम दिस फैसिलिटी अराउंड दिसंबर 2024. Guys, right now the market for this industry globally stands at around $600 billion और ये आने वाले 7 साल में डबल होने वाला है, reaching around $1.3 trillion. And at that time, I am sure our country is going to play an important role in terms of manufacturing and consumption as well, because the market is growing at a really fast pace. तो India उस time पे एक central place होगा for manufacturing and consumption of these chips.
Had an excellent meeting with Prime Minister Modi. Very impressed with the vision that he has for India and the advances that India is making. We discussed a wide range of topics, and we really look forward to greater opportunities in India. Micron is a global leader in memory and storage, and we are a supplier to for memory and storage in all end markets, from data centers to smartphones to PCs, and today really fueling the AI engine as well. So we are excited about the opportunities that exist for the future of memory and storage. And again, congratulations to Prime Minister Modi on his excellent visit here. So far, it's going great from my understanding, and I wish him and India all the best.
Oh, some amazing stuff to hear straight from the CEO of Micron. Guys, वैसे इस शो में आपके लिए भी बहुत कुछ exciting है, but right on the other side of this short break. Hello guys, welcome back to your favorite show of Tech with TG. My name is Gaurav and today we're talking about semiconductors, and हमने अभी तक बहुत सारी बातें कर ली हैं, but as you know in the field of tech or basically in any field I would say, बहुत सारी myths भी होती हैं. So let's bust some myths around semiconductors going ahead.
While you may think that semiconductors are made of silicon only, the fact is, silicon is the most widely used material in semiconductor manufacturing, and yet it is not the only one. Semiconductors can be made from various materials including germanium, gallium arsenide, indium phosphide, and many more. Different materials offer different properties and are therefore used for specific applications. Another myth is that semiconductors are only synonymous with computer chips. Whereas semiconductors, even though they are extensively used in electronic devices, their applications go beyond electronics. Semiconductors are used in various types of devices including microprocessors, memory chips, sensors, transistors, diodes, lasers, making them more useful in several fields like energy generation, lighting, communications, medicine, and transportation. People also think that semiconductors last forever without degradation, while in fact the truth is that even though semiconductors are known for their reliability, they're not immune to degradation. Factors like temperature, voltage stress, radiation, and aging can affect their performance over time. Device manufacturers take measures to ensure longevity, but all semiconductors have a finite lifespan.
Considering right now we have tech all around us, हम चारों तरफ घिरे हैं गैजेट से और टेक्नोलॉजी से, तो ये जो सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स है ना, ये हमारे फ्यूचर को भी बहुत अच्छा बनाने वाली हैं इन मल्टीपल वेज. Guys, this is not just a buzzword, this is today's reality, and in fact in future it's going to grow, the internet of things. बेसिकली मैंने आपको बताया था ना कि सब तरफ चिप्स लगी हैं, वी हैव मल्टीपल स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस ऑल अराउंड अस एंड विद इवन डेवलपमेंट्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ दीज चिप्स, जहां पे हमारे पास में चिप्स बनने वाली हैं जो कि बहुत कम पावर कंज्यूम करेंगी, वुड बी वर्किंग हाईली एफिशिएंटली एंड वील हैव प्लेथोरा ऑफ दीज टाइनी गैजेट्स ऑल अराउंड अस वर्किंग इन सिंक, वो कनेक्ट हो जाएंगे इंटरनेट से, स्मार्टली काम कर सकते हैं. द बैटरी लाइफ इज गोना बी फॉर मेनी मंथ्स और मेनी ईयर्स आई वुड से, एंड दिस कंप्लीट network of things all around us would be a bigger reality in future, jahan pe at the core would be advanced semiconductor chips. वैसे एक चीज मैं आपको बताना भूल गया था, these solar panels that you see all around you at times, यहाँ पे भी we have semiconductors और basically with kind of evolution in the same tech, हमारे पास में होने वाले हैं chips or maybe these conductors which are highly efficient in converting the solar energy towards electricity. और जब हम ये achieve कर लेंगे, we'll definitely kind of be able to complete all our goals in the field of renewable energy, all thanks to again the semiconductors running them. Guys, this one is my personal favorite. Basically, semiconductors की वजह से हेल्थ केयर में, इनफैक्ट एडवांस्ड हेल्थ केयर में बहुत बड़ा एक इम्पैक्ट आने वाला है. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दीज स्मॉल काइंड ऑफ मेडिकल इम्प्लांट्स, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट रिमोट सर्जरीज, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ मेडिकल इमेजिंग प्रोडक्ट्स, यहाँ पे अगेन एज वी प्रोग्रेस, एज वी डेवलप न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज, वील सी सिग्निफिकेंट इम्प्रूवमेंट्स और इसका शायद एक डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट होगा हम सभी के ऊपर. As we develop, highly efficient chips, as we develop even more powerful computers to analyze the body vitals, हमको शायद एक better healthcare मिलने वाली है. And guys, of course, if we talk about AI and machine learning, we need to have these highly efficient chips, highly powerful chips in fact, because if you have kind of very advanced software running on an advanced hardware, तो आपको मिलेगा बेस्ट मजा. अब इट कुड बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ जस्ट यूजिंग द चैट जीपीटी टू द फुलेस्ट, और इट कुड बी लाइक आप एक गाड़ी में बैठे एंड द कार इज driving by itself. So could be ADAS, could be flying cars, or could be even a trip to Mars. चाहे जो भी हो, आपके चारों तरफ के smart developments, powered by AI, powered by machine learning, powered by these powerful processing units, at the core of it, यहाँ पे definitely एक semiconductor होने वाला है just to make all these devices smart. And basically smart से मुझे याद आया, अगर आपको बनना है smart in the field of tech, you need to watch this show talking all about technology, which is Tech with TG. और आपके मन में जो भी सवाल हैं, whatever you want to ask, you want to say something, your feedback, queries, anything, you know the email address. It is tg@ndtv.com. And please tell me कि क्या आप देखना चाहेंगे? Would you want to take a visit to one of these manufacturing sites जहां पे these semiconductor chips are actually made? And वहां पे guys, I must tell you, it's like a sci-fi movie in real life. They have rooms जहां पे धूल का एक दाना भी नहीं होता, because we're talking about scale which is much smaller than that particle of dust. तो हम ये सभी चीजें देख सकते हैं up close. As you might have seen in the earlier episode of Gadgets 360 with Technical Guruji, we went to a facility जहां पे मोबाइल फोन्स बनते हैं. We might do it on this show कि हम आपको दिखाएं semiconductors बनते हुए. Guys, drop in all your comments to the email tg@ndtv.com. That's it for this episode. I'm going to see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.